Hello everyone and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. It is Wednesday, May the 29th, 2019, and we are here for show number 80. Let's go!
Next show you gotta say let's go in French.
At the end of the show, we always do quotes and thoughts of the day, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I really like to say let's go or come on, and we'll get into that. But there's a reason why I do it. I think we had a viewer the other day that responded to another viewer that was saying something about the let's go, and one said to the other, hey, that's your trademark. You got to do what you got to do. And I'll explain that a little bit later and why it means a lot to me. All right? So this is the fourth day of Roland Garros action, or French Open. I always have known it as the French Open, but Roland Garros, same difference. And we are going to get into second round results, discussions of things that have transpired from last night into today.
Some people crashed today.
Some people crashed out. Bertens is one of those.
Ouch, for those of you who picked Bertens.
Yikes.
I didn't jump on that bandwagon. No, thank you.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about jumping on bandwagons. And I'm not saying Bertens was a bandwagon, but we're going to get into some of that as a topic of especially females that get hot and play a lot of matches. Why is it so tough for them to perform well at majors? We'll get into the biology of
We had two of them, Kvitova and Bertens, that did so good in the clay season, but yet they couldn't even finish this tournament.
Yeah, we're going to get into how it is so much more difficult for especially the females to dig so deep and play so many matches, and Carla will kind of take the role of the leader in that discussion, and we'll get into that. Moving forward, so there's a lot to talk about, so let's jump right in. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and thanks so much to all of you. As we always say, this show is for you. Carla and I love to talk tennis. It's what we do. It's what we absolutely have passion for, and kind of our goal is to create a global family or group that one can come home to or get done with their daily grind and talk positive things about a game that we're very passionate about. And I think we're very much on track for that.
Yes, I've had quite a few people. I think I chatted with 4 different people.
B-Doggo2, what's up, B-Dog?
And then I even had Casper in the morning send me a voice message with pronunciation. So I appreciate that, Casper.
Yeah, so we had a voice message chat today with Casper from Poland, B-Doggo2 last night from Tennessee, Ethan D.A., big timer,
and Rajesh,
and New York.
Rajesh helping me out with an Indian recipe, which I am going to do.
Rajesh. All right. Quick update on the prize giveaways for this tournament. The current fantasy team update, that is everyone that chose 8 women's players and 8 men's players for 2 sets of YTEX strings, or a 5K tennis shirt, or a YTEX string shirt. There are only 2 of us at this point in time that are in first place. And that is Casper, and that is aka Dead Seville, and myself. Casper lost Garin today, and I lost Mladenovic. Everyone else has lost 2 or more players. So Casper, it's you and me now, at least at this point. Now remember, even if you've lost 3 or 4 players, it doesn't matter, because anyone can lose a player, and your player that you may have that no one else has can keep winning. Everyone is very much still alive, but in first place currently, it is Casper in Poland, a.k.a. Dead Seville, and myself. I'm pretty proud of myself. Generally, I am awful at the French Open. All right? A quick update as well for the tennis racket giveaway, which again is a Wilson Burn 100S countervail with a 4 1/4 grip, which I will string for the winner with your choice of YTEX strings. Everyone is still alive here. Only one person, because of Kiki Bertens' withdrawal, is now out of the competition, and that would be Stempy Boy. What's up, Stempy Boy? Still love you, bro. Still love you. But you are officially out. He lost Kvitova from her withdrawal, and his other female finalist, Bertens, from her retirement, and had Bertens winning. So because he has lost 1 winner and 2 finalists, he would be out of the competition. But Wimbledon will be knocking on the door very soon. Everyone is still alive at this point there, so best of luck to everyone moving forward, all right? Into the show, because there's a lot to talk about. Moving on to the first topic. First topic is going to be this, and I noticed that part of my prop has disappeared, so I'm going to crunch up this sheet of paper because I have a prop for the first topic, okay? So the first topic we're going to discuss today is something that we read about starting yesterday and has carried into today, and I agree with this argument and disagree with the fans saying that it is a sham.
Well, I think Rahesh was the one that came send me a link to the article, and he said, what do you think of this? He didn't agree with it. So
I'm going to tell you about the argument, and this pertains to Rafael Nadal, okay? It was yesterday, or I think it maybe have been even the day before, where one of Rafael Nadal's opponents was indicating that Nadal's shirt, his shirt that he wears, his shirt, is in essence a hindrance and kind of gets in the way.
I don't think his opponent was. It was the fans.
Was it the fans?
The fans of the opponent.
Neither here nor there. There was an argument stating that Rafael Nadal's shirt was inherently very close to the color of the tennis ball and therefore shouldn't have been allowed for him to wear. If you are a fan that hasn't been in, I guess, a high-intensity match, or any match for that matter, where there's some rallying back and forth and rapid movement and really high-intensity recovery and split-second looking and getting set and moving, then you may not be able to follow where I'm going with this. I do agree with the complaints here that, number one, it should be looked into, and I'm going to explain why, okay? Put yourself into this context. You are my opponent. You are playing me, okay? Now, I know I have on a red shirt, but let's pretend my shirt is this yellow notebook pattern, and it's my entire shirt, okay? It's my entire shirt. Now, you are playing me, and we are moving around left to right, forehand, backhand. He's lefty, so it's vice versa, but whatever. Forehand, backhand, lobs. I'm approaching the net. I'm moving back, left, right. In the meantime, you are moving very quickly as well. Now, let's say I'm moving, and I'm hitting, let's say, a forehand, right? So I'm turning, and I am unwinding to hit my forehand, and here comes this ball. Okay? If you are looking right at a bigger target, which is the opponent, and a smaller target coming off of your opponent's racket in this sense, you're coming around, here's the racket, you're hitting through the ball, you're making contact here, you're following through here, but the ball is coming off in a split second during that ground stroke motion, forehand or backhand. Backhand, it's coming off. Forehand, it's coming off. Now, if your goal is to watch this ball no matter what happens, no matter what, you must not take your eyes off this ball. At the same time, at this level, you have to look at your opponent's feet, which way they're moving, so you can decide whether or not to hit this ball back cross court, back down the line, back drop shot, however it works. So think about this. Rapid tennis point, here we go, boom, this ball is coming towards you. Is there not a chance that this ball would be absorbed in your perception as being the same thing until maybe the shirt moves out of the way and now you can judge this ball perceptively with perception, right? It's very difficult if you were going, let's say, down the line with someone and you see this coming back every time. It's very difficult. Is it easier to see this? Yeah, because you can perceive the difference between these two objects. So Rafael Nadal's shirt is the same color as the tennis ball. So I fully understand why this can be a hindrance to someone else. I think this is more of a hindrance than grunting. You know, if you watch the show, I really despise grunting. It's just abhorrent, and I won't get into that. We did not have a screech level index indicator today, so I don't want to get into that, thank goodness. But if you're playing a high-level match, and even just one point out of the many that you play is hindered because of a perception issue, because of color on color at a super high speed, I think it should be dealt with, okay? Think about that. Think about it from a player's perspective. At a tournament where some of these players win more money in one round than they've won in their entire careers, and think about that. I'll let you speak now, but I think that Nadal, the gentleman that I find that he is, I think he should be okay with that and understand that and change his shirt if someone in the locker room approached him about it. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think anyone's approached him at the locker because he was still wearing it today. And you know what? Because of that article, I actually watched the match and I wanted to see before listening, because I listened to him and I disagree with him in the beginning. But then after watching the match, I kind of noticed the ball does blend in with his shirt. It was kind of hard to tell the difference. So I can see your point, Justin. I do
Yeah.
agree with it. I think if anybody tells him in the locker, hey, your shirt is kind of distracting, it's the same color, I'm sure he'll take it off. Why Nike chose that color, I don't know. I mean, I've worn yellow before on the court, and it's never been a problem.
Yeah, I don't think it's a premeditated color choice. I just think it's an accidental snafu. And the shirt blends in with the ball just like a snake being camouflaged in the woods, or a deer being camouflaged in the forest.
I don't think that's the reason why his opponent lost.
No, it's not a reason. But let's say Djokovic and Nadal square off in the final. Do you think it's cool that Nadal plays with the shirt that blends in with the ball perfectly? I think at a level of match like that,
maybe Djokovic is just too good, and that doesn't matter. I don't know.
But I think at a level match like that, it doesn't even need to be even worried about of being an issue at all. Because let's say they're 12-10 or 12-10. Let's say they're 11-11 in the fifth set, and it's break point. And all of a sudden on that one point, the ball blends in too much. They can't see it, and they only see it at the last second when the shirt moves away from the ball. Someone whiffs it, mishits it, shoots into the crowd, and the match is over. I think then it would be a metaphor for like instant replay in the NFL. Kind of like when the Saints got hosed by the Rams in the NFC Championship. Coulda, woulda, shoulda saw it, shoulda thought about it. Let's just alleviate it before it's an issue.
But on the other hand, then, I mean, he is wearing a bright color. Better than black.
Your thoughts on that, comment below. As we move forward in this tournament, Nadal would have won that match anyway, but let's just say Federer, Nadal, Djokovic are squaring off against one another. Doesn't one think we should neutralize the shirt color so it's not even open for discussion? Your thoughts, you comment below. Moving forward, Fernando Verdasco, as we all know, has been in the limelight a lot of his career for being a little too queenish, per se. Bossing the ball boys around, yelling at them. I think Nick Kyrgios even voiced off upon this loudly to the mainstream media about, his princess attitude. The last time this was in the news was a couple tournaments ago where Verdasco was like telling the ball boy, like yelling at he or she, hurry up with my towel, you're taking too long, blah, 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 blah. Come to find out today,
I don't think any players should yell at a ball boy.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous.
I mean, they get paid minimum wage. I mean, they're there to help you. You shouldn't yell at them. They're not your kids.
And plus,
not that you should yell at your kids, and they're not your slaves.
And plus, they are kids. They are children.
Yeah.
They're there to enjoy the love of the game. They're there because surely, when I was the ball boy as a child, we didn't get paid. I've ball boyed at many tournaments. Most of the time, it was just volunteer.
Not anymore.
We got a shirt, we got a pair of shorts, and we volunteered for it. But it was for the love of the game. Sure, I got hit with a few balls, but the crowd always laughed, etc. But to yell at one and to boss them around is another story. My question here, or my thought derived from this occurrence today. So there was a ball boy that was already holding an umbrella for Verdasco, making sure he's good and shaded, standing there, literally just standing there holding an umbrella. Okay? Fair enough, keep the sun off, you're hot, okay, I get that. Verdasco proceeds to stand up and has an empty water bottle, and the trash can is like within reaching distance of him. He can just like set it in the chair or reach over to the trash can. Instead, he's like waving it at the ball boy who's already holding an umbrella to throw it in the trash for him, and the ball boy nonchalantly, very professionally as a young man, says, the trash can's right there, bro. Just throw it in there. And he did that, and the crowd kind of caught into it. It became, I think, a viral thing, right? And even though it was very quick, you can't, when there's cameras are going to pick up anything. And they definitely picked up Verdasco bossing at the ball boy, and the ball boy politely indicated, there's the trash, kind of do-it-yourself type deal. Yeah. Much respect to the ball boy here. So my question is, was Nick Kyrgios right about Fernando Verdasco?
Nick Kyrgios is never right.
So you don't think Nick Kyrgios was right about Verdasco being too
I'm sure he was right.
Snooty?
I'm sure he was right, but who cares what he has to say?
Well, just saying. I think everybody hates on Nick Kyrgios, but I think half the time...
He's just as bad. He threw a chair.
Half the time when Nick Kyrgios blows up, yes, it's circus clown antics, and yeah, he should approach it differently. But in my opinion, half the time, his outbursts are relevant.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Verdasco act like a drama queen. I've seen him before in a court. I totally disagree with his attitude on the court. You should always be nice.
Your thoughts, comments. Did the ball boy today that politely indicated to Fernando Verdasco, hey, throw it away yourself without saying it, but you could see it was implied. Who do you support here? The ball boy
No, I support the ball boy.
The ball boy,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Or do you support Verdasco?
No, the ball boy.
Obviously the ball boy, which would mean that Nick Kyrgios was right. Just saying.
Kyrgios, by the way.
Nick Kyrgios, yes. He was right then, right? You can't tell, and no one here can tell me that Kyrgios was off in that argument. Okay? Just saying. All right. Topic number 3, real quickly. Chair umpire today. Great hands. That's the topic. Chair umpire today. Great hands. The French chair umpire Arnaud Gabas, by the way, is the one I'm referring to. He was umpiring or refereeing the Tsitsipas match. Tsitsipas goes up for a very hard shot, misses the shot, and it goes on a straight beeline for the chair umpire's face.
Ouch.
First of all, as we all know, if we followed this game in the past, say, year, the same chair umpire was the recipient of an errant ball to his left eye and facial area when Denis Shapovalov, the Canadian player at Davis Cup, was a little upset and out of frustration, just kind of slammed the ball and then realized that it hit Arnaud Gabas in the face, causing him a facial fracture. Luckily, no eye damage. However, he did have to have surgery.
Ouch.
Fast forward to today.
Such a shame.
Missile comes toward the face. This was not out of aggravation. It was just a shot that was just shanked and off target. However, the very alert Arnaud Gabas saw the ball, keenly on it, and caught it. Boom!
Awesome. Good
So
reflexes.
I must say here, a standing ovation to the line judge, or not to the line judge, but the chair umpire for being alert. Number 1. Number 2, tennis balls can cause a lot of damage. Carla and I do a lot of drills with students where we bring them to the
I
net.
almost got hit today like twice.
And we try to not go right at them, but try to get them in a way where they understand that you have to be on your toes at the net. You have to be on your toes anywhere on the court, whether it's no man's land, baseline, at the net, because an errant ball or someone that is going at you as a strategy, if you're not ready, it can really cause damage. I've been hit in the face with balls with glasses on and had bloody noses and really had black eyes playing doubles and so forth. It happens, but I will tell you one thing. Unless it's some fool like Shapovalov did, and I think David Nalbandian did it and got kicked out of tennis for a little while back in the day too. Now when a schmuck goes out, throws up a tennis ball and slams it and hits someone in the face, that person should pay the medical bills, be fined, and if not, suspended.
I agree. Those hurt.
Number one.
Those hurt. I
they're
got
not
hit
fun.
in the jaw one time. I fed a ball to Christopher, and I turned because someone spoke to me, and before I could turn, it hit me right in the mouth, and he hit a hard forehead.
Yeah,
and
bloody
I felt
mouth.
like everything shifted in my mouth.
So
Rough.
what I'm trying to get at, if you're a schmuck that shoots errant balls like Shapovalov has done or like Nalbandian has done, and surely many, many, many other tennis players have, obviously, when they hit someone, it's absolutely worse than a racket smash. However, the moral of the story is no matter where you are on a tennis court, if a ball is in play, chair referee, line judge, ball boy, player, whatever, fan, especially the player, though, you have to be on your toes. And this is a prime example of a chair umpire being on his toes. I'm very glad that he didn't get a smack in the face, and he had quick hands. So standing ovation to the chair umpire on that one, all right? All right, moving forward, next little topic before we get into draws and results is this. And this has to do with the Kiki Bertens retirement and her match today, all right? Carla and I have discussed jumping on bandwagons since we started this show. Bandwagons meaning, let's say, Andreescu. She comes in, wins Indian Wells, and everybody's thinking she's going to win a major. Let's fast forward to Kiki.
I still think she'll win a major, yeah.
I'm not saying she is or not, but they're ready for her to win now because she won one tournament. Let's look at the Kiki Bertens retirement today. Okay, let's just glance at that for a second. Kiki Bertens has had a very good clay court season, extremely well, won a tournament, and a big one at that. Okay?
Yes.
The thing with jumping on any bandwagon, by the way, Carla nor myself are the only two people in our entire fantasy group that did not have Kiki Bertens on the team. I think that Casper did not have Kiki Bertens as well. That is Dedseville. And Casper, I hope you comment on this one as well. Casper, Carla, Dedseville, Casper, Carla, and myself are the only three people that did not choose Kiki Bertens. Casper has also won the last 2 or 3 prize giveaways. So what I'm guessing is,
and he plays tennis.
And he's a high level tennis player. So
Yeah.
what I'm trying to guess here is that Casper didn't jump on the bandwagon. Let's look at a couple of bandwagons that Denis Shapovalov, the young Canadian, fine little player. It was a band. I'm not talking about you.
I was the only one that jumped on that bandwagon.
I
was the only one that.
No, you're not. She's flattering herself like I'm coming after her this time because that's the competitiveness in Carla. However, even the players such as a lot of the top players on tour,
like Dimitrov, everybody jumped on that bandwagon.
You're going off in left field. Huh? I'm saying a lot of pro players themselves jumped on Shapovalov's bandwagon. I remember Nadal saying Denis Shapovalov would be the next top 3 in the world. Do you remember that?
He still has time, yeah.
What I'm getting at is when we were doing fantasy teams before the show, people were picking Shapovalov right and left, and now they're not picking him anymore because he came on the scene and he was hot, and now he's just not. So Bertens, it's not that she is not hot anymore. It's that she's tired.
She's tired, you can tell.
And number 2, she's female. And no, I'm not being gender biased here, whatever way, shape, or form.
We don't know what her body was going through today.
She has played a lot of tournaments. She has played a lot of long matches. She has fought extremely hard and now has wound up in a major where you have to fight your hardest. She's tired. This leads me to the argument that everyone has in terms of why men should make more or less, the more or the same as women tennis players. And that women should play 3 out of 5 sets if they are to make the same amount of money. We've done a show about this.
It can't happen.
I'm not going to get into this. But could you imagine throwing these girls into a 3 out of 5 set match after playing 2 grueling months on clay and then about to jump into Wimbledon? There would be nothing left. The biology is different. There are certain times of the calendar month or year where their bodies go through things that we don't understand as men. There are different cellular compositions in our body, hormones that produce at different levels when the tough get going. It's just a different animal. So the only reason why Carla, myself, and surely Casper did not pick Bertens is surely as players, we understand that it's much different for the female to grind so long, so hard, to what end?
Yes, she played a lot.
She played a lot
in many tournaments.
And so many of the female players on the up and coming didn't play that much. So you have to look at the ball being in the fresher legs before you pick someone like Bertens to go deep here. We said about 3 times, 3 shows in a row, that Carla nor I thought Bertens would get to the first week, and we got trounced for that. How can you not think Bertens she's going to win it? And everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people picked Bertens to win. And no one wanted to listen. Are we always right? No. Absolutely
and
not.
I think we got the same for Andreescu, and we'll find out real soon.
So, well, Andreescu would be fresher because she didn't play any clay court tournaments. Really, I don't think she'll get much further either, but I would give her a better chance to go further than Bertens, obviously, at this point because she's fresher.
Definitely. So
that's the only reason that I wanted to mention that, simply because Bertens is just tired. Anyway, so we're going to move on from that. We have a lot of tennis matches to talk about. Let's jump right into the men's and women's draw, starting with the women's.
Okay, first match was Sloane Stephens from the USA, number 7 seed, defeated Sara Sorribes Tormo from Spain, 6-1, 7-6, and she will face off Polona Hercog from Slovenia, who defeated Jennifer Brady from the USA in 3 sets. By the way, Sloane Stephens is up on Hercog 3-0. The last time they played was just in Madrid in 2019, where it was a closer match than their other matches. It was on clay. It was 6-2, 7-6.
Calling you out on
6-1, 7-6. So obviously you got testy on that second set.
Calling Carla out on her Sorribes Tormo pick, because she looked at me right in the eye and said Sorribes Tormo will beat Sloane Stephens. I told you it wouldn't happen, and once again I gain a point. In my opinion, between your Sorribes Tormo pick,
she wasn't in my pick. I just draw by draw. Yes, I picked Stephens to lose on the second round.
You got that one wrong.
It doesn't matter. She's still not going to make the final like you predicted.
I think Sloane Stephens will make the final, and I think she will face off against Serena in that final. Moving forward, though.
Then your theory of her being out of shape like Andreescu would be wrong then. People that are out of shape make the final.
Sloane Stephens is way more ripped up than Andreescu. We just saw that on the court yesterday. We talked about that yesterday. Andreescu looks way out of shape. Sloane Stephens might have picked up a pound or two. She still looked good, though. Just saying. All right, so who wins between Sloane Stephens and Hercog?
Well, Sloane Stephens should win that match,
So-
being that she beat her in clay 2 times.
She will win that match and move into a very interesting 4th-round match between Muguruza or Svitolina.
Yeah, Garbi Muguruza from Spain, the 19th seed, defeated Johanna Larsson from Sweden, 6-4, 6-1. And Alina Svitolina from Ukraine, the 9th seed, did not have to play. She had to walk over against Katerina Kozlova from Ukraine. Their head-to-head, by the way, is 3 Muguruza, 5 Svitolina. Svitolina beat her in 2019 in Dubai pretty easily, 1 and 2.
You might want to check on the benching score. We're fixing to get
They're
there.
still playing.
So, Muguruza, I have on my fantasy team. A couple of you have Svitolina, so we're going to square off in this match.
I think, didn't I pick Muguruza? I think I picked Muguruza to win this match.
I'm not sure. I don't want to spend too much time flipping back and forth. I'll update everybody as rounds are complete.
Yes, I did. I have Muguruza even beating Sorribes Togo. So I
Yeah,
had a
but I don't think you have her on your fantasy team.
I don't think I
though.
have her on my fantasy.
Yeah, if you mention picks, make sure it's on your fantasy team.
Okay.
So we don't lead to confusion. Carla does not have Muguruza.
Next match. Is,
Who wins the match? Who wins the match?
That's a toss-up to me.
Svitolina will be rested here. She had a walkover today. She did not have to play, so I'm assuming
But she has an injury too, so maybe Muguruza has a heads up on this one.
Yeah, even though Svitolina is rested, I do think Muguruza wins this match. I think Stevens will face off against Muguruza in the 4th. I have both players on my fantasy team, so I will lose one then.
Okay,
All
next
right.
match. Belinda Bencic from Switzerland, the 15th seed, is currently playing Laura Siegemund from Germany. Lost the first set 4-6, won the second set 6-4, and she's up 4-3 and serving. And I have her going to a final against Serena, so I'm rooting for Bencic. Let's go.
Yes, Carla has Bencic on her fantasy team, and Carla also has Bencic going to the final against Serena. I don't have her at all, so I like Bencic a lot, believe me, because we're competing now. I really hope Bencic loses here so I can beat her. If we weren't competing against one another, I would hope Bencic won.
Winner from this match will face off Dana Vekic from Croatia, your 23 seed, who defeated Rebecca Peterson from Sweden in 3 sets, 3 long sets.
Vekic looked good today. I think if Vekic ends up playing Siegemund, she wins that match. If Bencic plays Vekic, I'm going to give that one to Bencic.
Next match was Johanna Konta, who wins again another round at the French Open, your 26th seed from Great Britain, who defeated Lauren Davis from the USA in 3 sets. On the 3rd set, she was up big. She was up 5-1 serving, I think, match point, and finally finished the match out. And she'll be facing Viktoria Kuzmova from Slovakia, who defeated Kiki Bertens thanks to a retirement, but she was up 3-1. Head-to-head, they've never played against each other.
I like Konta a lot. I think she will do damage at Wimbledon. However,
Well, they just opened up for her with Bertens out.
yeah, I was actually rooting against Konta here because Casper, again, a.k.a. Detzeville, who I'm locked in a kind of first-place competition with, had Konta, and I did not. So I was hoping for a loss there so I could kind of creep above. Didn't happen. Konta pulled it out. Great match. I think Konta will have a very tough time with Kuzmova, by the way. Kuzmova was electric and a very good player. I'm going to give the edge to Kuzmova on that match. I think Kuzmova will beat Konta.
Next match, my pick, Marketa Vondrousova, the 19-year-old from Czech Republic. Vondrousova defeated Anastasia Potapova from Russia 6-4, 6-0, and is facing Carla Suarez Navarro from Spain, the 28th seed.
Good match.
Who defeated the American Shelby Rogers in 3 sets. They've never played each other. Vondrousova nor Suarez have ever played against each other. Of course, I'm rooting for the Czech Republic player, since I want to go far in this bracket.
Yeah,
I think I picked her also in our fantasy group. No, for my fantasy group for the other.
Yeah,
as an unseeded player.
Yeah, you should keep that in front of you, so limit the flipping.
Not on there.
But you have her there.
Yes.
You have Vondrousova here and there.
Okay.
So Vondrousova, I'm going to give on paper. If I had to bet my house on it, I would bet on Vondrousova. However, I hope Suarez Navarro wins. 2 reasons. 1, a lot of people have Vondrousova. Number 1. 2, I'm a one-handed backhand player. I hit a one-hander. And as we all know, Carlos Suarez Navarro is a classic one-handed backhand player.
Yes, just a beautiful backhand.
I hope Suarez Navarro wins for 2 reasons. On paper, though, if I was a wagering person, I would probably bet on Vondrousova, but I wouldn't bet on it either way. It's going to be a good match. I hope to watch that one.
Next match, Elise Mertens from Belgium defeated the 16-year-old Diane Parry from France, the wild card, 6-1, 6-3, and will face off Anastasia Sevastova from Latvia, 12th seed, the feisty player who defeated Mandy Minea from Luxembourg, 6-2, 6-4. Mertens has lost before to Sevastova, but this was a long time ago, 2017, on grass.
I like Sevastova here.
How come none of us picked Mertens knowing that she was doing well on clay?
Mertens, for me, even though the last names are similar, Mertens, Elise Mertens and Bertens, I always find them to be about the same level. Hence why I never really, when it comes to wagers or fantasy teams or match selections or whatever, I usually don't focus on either or, and it's quite coincidental. Their names only differ, at least the last names, by 1 letter, because I find their overall, I'm not going to say package, their games are different, but I find their overall depth and draws can be a coin toss, at least for majors.
Yes, definitely.
I think Sevastova wins that.
Next match, Veronika Kundermetova from Russia defeats Zarina Dia 7-6, 6-1, and will face off Kai Kanepi from Estonia, who defeated Shuai Zhang from China. They played 1 time, and Kundermetova is up on Kanepi, 1-0. They played on clay, 2019 Charleston.
I like Kanepi here. I don't care what their head-to-head is. I don't care if Kudermetova had won 5 times and Kanepi 0 if it wasn't at a major. Kanepi's been around for a while. She's a very tough girl. She can hit the ball. Clay slows everything down a bit. If it was grass or hard court, I would still say Kanepi, but I think Kanepi...
Sorry, it was annoying me.
What was it, your hair on me?
No, it was Gabby's.
Oh,
it was blonde.
You got a lot of girls around, hair just kind of tangles up. I brush my hair sometimes with a brush, and then all of a sudden I've got like long brown hair or long blonde hair. With 5 kids, you just get a lot of hair on your head when you don't need to get it. I thought it was like a bug, but I didn't want to start being like, freak out about a bug, so I just was dealing with it.
It was annoying me. I had to take it out.
Kanepi will win this match, in my opinion. Kanepi is to me, I'm going to say, a hardcore tennis player. Very tough. I think she pulls through. I think Kanepi will be dangerous in the bottom half of the draw.
Okay, next match. Petra Martic from Croatia, the 31 seed, defeated Kristina Mladenovic from France, 6-2, 6-1.
My first loss.
Yeah, I think you said that maybe the coach, Sasha Vagin, would make a difference, and I said not on clay. I said maybe the next 2 tournaments. I think it's too soon. Proven there, 6-2, 6-1 is pretty tough on an opponent.
Yeah, and the odd thing is you and I talked about Petra Martic a lot and how we wanted to potentially select her on our fantasy team. Somehow, when I did my predicted draw, I totally missed that Mladenovic was going to meet her early. I think I just saw Mladenovic and thought about the belief of having a good coach on your staff and figured, hey, she's going to go deep no matter who she plays. And I suffered the consequences of that thought process.
By the way, all matches have been suspended, so they will not finish tonight.
All right, so that's interesting.
Yeah, Schwartzman was down, won't finish. Benchik's at 4-0, won't finish till tomorrow.
Well, hopefully, again, I hope Benchik wins for her, but I hope she loses for our fantasy team. Martic will play Pliskova next.
Yeah, she defeated her opponent Kuchova 6-2, 6-2, and their head-to-head, Martic is up 3-1 on Pliskova.
Yeah, I think Martic.
But that was a long time ago.
I think Martic will beat Pliskova. By the way, I'm a huge Pliskova fan, not hating. But Martic has been a really top-notch player. However, or at least this clay season, and she's been good for a while, but really good this year on clay. The only way I think Martic doesn't lose, the only way that Martic loses to Pliskova is if we have another Bertens super tired moment and she withdraws. Martic has played a lot of clay, just like Bertens. I think Pliskova, she's played a lot of clay too, but I mean, she has been deep into majors for a long time. I think she's a little bit more fit in terms of being deep into majors, having played long lead-up tournaments to that. I think Martic may be a little bit less fresh with that. I think Pliskova will win this, or I think Martic will win this, but if Pliskova were to win it, I think it would be because Martic is just not quite there yet to go real deep.
She should win it.
So I think Martic has a really good shot here to win this match.
All right, on to the men's. I had to watch this match because one of our viewers said Hugo Dellien had a chance, or Dellien had a chance against Tsitsipas. Well, Stefanos Tsitsipas defeated him, number 60 from Greece, in 4 sets. 4-6, 6-0, 6-3, 7-5. It was an electric match. This Bolivian player did fight Tsitsipas to the end. Unfortunately, in the last set, he dropped. He got broken. He tried some drop shots he shouldn't have tried. Very fun match to watch. And Tsitsipas proves to us, again, why he is rising in the game of tennis and why he will be your next champion. He just really thinks out there. He never gives up. He fights.
I liked what Tsitsipas said the other day about why it's so tough playing Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, and Roger Federer compared to everyone else. His statement was genuine, and I really liked it a lot. Shows his maturity. He said something along these lines. When you play those three, they don't just play the point 1 or 2 balls ahead. They pay attention to every detail throughout the point. So they may set up their point to, hey, I'm gonna put this ball away on the 6th shot, and they get frustrated with themselves if they miss their target on the 2nd or 3rd ball. So let's say the tactic is down the line forehand, down the line forehand, down the line forehand, cross court to the backhand.
I think Roger agrees with you.
So yeah, we have a cat there that's agreeing. His name's Roger, by the way, named after the mighty Federer. Let's go! But Tsitsipas made a point saying that most of the other people that he has played in his young career don't pay too much attention to their targets throughout the point, setting them up. They may think 1 or 2 shots ahead, and therefore he can kind of push through it. But when he plays these big three, Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, they're so detailed in their point construction, it's very tough to get through.
Yes. Well, he will have a tough opponent. Filip Krajinovic from Serbia defeated Roberto Carballes Baena. They're head-to-head. They have never played. So this should be an interesting match for the Serbians and the Greeks.
Yeah, and by the way, a quick shout-out to anyone in Serbia. I think the Kosovo area, I know it's been a very rough area there for a lot of years. Politically, I won't get into that, but I read an article that there was some disarray there, so hopefully everything is safe and comfortable for everyone there. And again, we love doing this show because if there is anything going on that causes stress in your life, we hope that this is a non-stressed area for you. We won't get into that. I'm too naive to know much about that, but I did come across an article, and we hope you are all well in that area of the world. I think Tsitsipas will win that match, though.
I think so, too.
But I think in my heart...
It'll be a battle.
I think in my heart, though, I'm going to root for Krajinovic simply because of the article that I read.
Okay, next match. Stan Wawrinka from Switzerland, the 24 seed, destroyed Christian Garin 6-1, 6-4, 6-0. Stan the man is back. And will face off the one that we made fun of, Grigor Dimitrov, who defeated Marin Cilic from Croatia, your 11th seed, in 5 sets. 5 long sets. Many match points that we watched.
The last bandwagon I jumped on was Dimitrov many years ago. I thought he would be the next greatest thing, and just was not. Fast forward between then, a long time ago, 8 or 9 years ago, Carl, I started talking about Dimitrov.
Baby wanna be fed, yeah.
I have selected Dimitrov on almost every fantasy team I've ever done, and that's a lot.
And you didn't pick him this time.
I didn't pick him this time. He's burnt me every time, and the first time I don't pick him, he's won 2 rounds. Go figure.
Yeah, and he will have a tough opponent, but their head-to-head is 4-4, so it's pretty even. If Wawrinka comes playing like he did against Garin, then Dimitrov will be dismissed in 3 sets.
Yeah, Garin, by the way, Christian Garin was Casper, a.k.a. Dedseville's first loss on his fantasy team, so that's why he and I are tied. I had Milanovic, he had Garin. I think Wawrinka, just like Carla said, should destroy Dimitrov as long as he is hitting the ball clean. Even if Wawrinka's not hitting the ball cleanly or freely, I still think he'll win.
Same here. Nicolas Mahut from France, the wildcard, defeated Philipp Kohlschreiber from Germany 6-3, 6-3, 6-3, and will face off either Diego Schwartzman or Leonardo Mayer. Mayer from both Argentina. Their match was suspended. Schwartzman was down 2 sets, but was coming back on the 4th set. So let's see who he gets.
I have to.
Good for Mahut, by the way. He's a veteran. He didn't play doubles this time. He decided to stick to singles like Herbert.
Didn't he win the French Open with doubles last year with Herbert?
Yes.
That's a great. Okay, this is kind of going to be kind of a fast forward, but we'll retract. I think that Roger Federer has to be very happy right now. His next round, he has a very difficult opponent, and Ruud. Am I right there? I thought I was shooting. Yeah, Casper
Yes,
Ruud.
Ruud defeated Berenti. Took down Berenti today.
So check this out. So Nicholas Mahut, a veteran player, but I don't think really a threat, will play the winner of Mayer and Schwartzman, okay? Federer will play Casper Ruud. I think Federer will get through that match, so that leaves Mahut or Mayer or Schwartzman, as long as Federer gets through Ruud, in the fourth round. I think that Federer has a very favorable match with Ruud. I think Ruud will not be enough to... And then I think Federer will have a relatively easy fourth round against Mahut, Schwartzman, or Leonardo Mayer.
Schwartzman would give him the most competition.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately...
So for Federer's sake, he better hope Schwartzman goes down.
I think Federer will end up meeting Tsitsipas, hopefully Krajinovic, but I think he will end up meeting Tsitsipas or Wawrinka in the quarterfinals, which should be epic.
Fun, exciting match that we watched. Joe Wilfried Tsonga, a veteran, gave trouble to Nishikori today. 4-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. Pretty close, tight match. Nishikori came through. And will face off Laszlo Giri, who upset Papapirin.
I figured I would get my Nishikori collar going.
He's just trying to give himself more height with the collar.
Yeah, aerodynamics.
So we got Giri and Nishikori, who've never played. Never played. Head-to-head 0.
Let's go, Giri. Let's go. Let's see if we can get Laszlo Giri to beat Nishikori. And let's see if we can get Filip Krajinovic to beat Tsitsipas. Let's see if we can get some of these guys from Serbia to go deep right here. Let's go.
Pablo Busta Carreno defeated Alex De Minaur from Australia, the 21 seed, and will face off Benoit Paire, who just took out Herbert in 5 long sets. This was a fun match to watch. We were rooting for either, honestly. I like Herbert a little bit better just because he doesn't smash rackets like Paire does.
This is how Benoit Paire wears his collar. Nishikori is not quite so high. Nishikori's kind of here. Benoit Pierre's like up here. Tiafoe is down here, but he's out of the tournament, so we won't involve him. So I'll make this statement with Benoit Paire, with my collar Pierred. I really wanted Herbert to win this match because I really like Herbert. I can't see, and I don't know how Benoit Paire sees when he hits because that collar's all up in his way. I'm not a big Benoit Paire fan. He breaks too many tennis rackets. I don't know why he does that, but unfortunately, I have to look at Benoit Paire once again with his really hyped up collar playing. But what the really good news will be is that we may get the luxury of watching Benoit the Collar Paire play the fly collar Nishikori in the fourth round. So please, Giri, beat Nishikori, and please, Carreno Busta, beat Paire, so I don't have to watch any more fly collars, all right?
All right. Next opponent, Juan Ignacio Londera from Argentina, came through against Richard Gasquet in 4 sets and will face off the wild card from France, Corentin Moutet, who took out Peña. I was surprised by that. Some people had Peña, right?
This is another interesting
very
third
open
round.
draw for Nadal now, even more open.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Federer right now and Rafael Nadal have a wide open path.
Well, so does Djokovic. Laxonen, come on.
Oh, we haven't got to the top half yet. We're discussing.
Here we go again.
But we're discussing one half. We're not discussing the other half. Why did you go there?
Because they
She hates Djokovic. We understand.
I don't hate Djokovic.
She hates Djokovic.
I actually have a lot of respect for Djokovic. He knows a lot of languages. That's impressive.
Oh, that's the only one thing you like. Otherwise, she's always like, I hope he loses. I hate that guy. I hate that guy. I hate that guy. I hate that guy. Yeah, she does not like Djokovic. The other day, she was like, I found something I like about Djokovic. He speaks a bunch of languages. I'm like, what? Anyway, Nadal has Londero, Moutet, and subpar Goffin
Well, he
right
plays
now.
Goffin, who destroyed Kemanovic, by the way.
Federer has Ruud, Mayer, Schwartzman, or Mahut to get to the quarterfinals. Tsitsipas has Krajinovic, Wawrinka, Dimitrov. Right now,
Tsitsipas has a tough.
Right now, Nadal and Federer have a very easy walk, in my opinion, to the quarterfinals. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Don't forget that Djokovic had her catch to deal with and should have had Query. Just saying.
No, Query's not good on clay. Come on now.
But he's the threat. We talked about that. All right? All right, so we're going to move forward and try to end up this show. Carla and I have taught lessons since very early this morning. We have 2 more lessons to teach here in about 20 minutes, so I want to end this so we can get back out to the court. So please do us a favor after this show. If this wasn't so well thought out and written, I'm very sorry. We were very sorry.
No, I
think we did a pretty good job, but hey, don't give us a thumbs down if this one isn't as best as the rest, because again, we've been coaching since very early. We had a good lesson this morning, good group lesson after that, and then we have 2 more to go teach literally right now. That's why she was writing these arrows. She's like, hurry up, we got a lesson to teach. So please do us a favor, because we don't have a lot of time today because we have to go back out and teach. Give us some topics to throw in. Generally, I write down topics later in the day for tomorrow's show, like the Bertens and other topics that we come up with, the chair umpire and so forth. Any tennis news that you see, because we will be tied up the rest of the day teaching, please give us some topics or some nuggets to look up so we can discuss and kind of plot a topic for the next show on. We always enjoy topics, and today, because of our grinding tennis schedule with teaching, we may not be able to spend a lot of time researching topics for tomorrow. So help us out with topics for tomorrow. Real quick as we end the show, 2 things as always, rapid fire questions. Carla, you must look into the camera. Everyone else, please participate and comment below your answers without thinking. You must do it quickly. If you thought too long to answer the question, you're not playing the game right and you must move on to the next one. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Question number 1, rapid fire question game is now on. Question number 1, will Kiki Bertens ever win a major?
No. Was
this her only shot?
No.
Who wins, Naomi Osaka or Victoria Azarenka?
Azarenka.
After Grigor Dimitrov's win today, has your mind changed about his future?
Nope.
Question number 4, I think Gael Monfils has a chance to go very deep in this tournament. Do you agree or disagree?
Disagree.
Question number 5, are you glad you didn't choose Kiki Bertens on your fantasy team?
Never thought of picking her.
Question number 6, who wins, Stan the Man Wawrinka or Grigor Dimitrov?
Stan the Man.
Number 7, what type of shoes are you most comfortable in on a day-to-day basis?
Nikes.
Or sneakers, in other words.
Sneakers, yeah.
That wasn't a paid advertisement.
No, sorry.
I meant sneakers, sandals, flip-flops, whatever.
Oh, no, sneakers for sure.
Yeah,
that's the best brand for me.
Sorry. I mean, I should have this covered up, but just saying. All right, that wasn't a paid advertisement, obviously. Ha, ha, ha. All right.
I wish. I wish.
That's funny. All right. Anyway, the question number 8. In all of sports, who is the best athlete, pound for pound, in your opinion, male or female? In other words, the most dominant ever in their respective sport, male or female?
Michael Phelps, swimming.
That's a good answer.
I'm not a great swimmer, but anytime that guy swims, I'm watching him.
I wonder if Michael Phelps will be in the Olympics in 2020.
I don't think so. That was his last one.
Oh, I think he'll be there. I think he'll be there. He's still swimming and staying fit.
I'll watch again.
I was writing this, and I had a tie between the following: Serena Williams, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, Joe Louis, Roger Federer, and Muhammad Ali. Michael Phelps, I had that. Check it out. Mm-hmm. And Shaun White, the snowboarder. So mine.
Oh, he would be a second one.
Yeah, so mine were a tie. The people that are always just dominating their sport: Serena Williams, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, the boxer, Joe Louis, the boxer, Roger Federer, Muhammad Ali, the boxer, Michael Phelps, the swimmer, and Shaun White, the snowboarder.
Shaun White, definitely, yes.
All right, question number 9. What is your favorite thing to treat yourself to?
A drink.
Okay.
Lemonade? I don't know.
All right, your favorite drink?
No, actually, there is something. I do treat myself with mangoes. That would be one with a little bit of salt on it and some hot sauce.
All right, go figure. A salty mango. You got to be Spanish to enjoy that. I love mango, but not with the salt. I'm out. Yeah, spare me the salt. I'm good. Sweet, salty.
That's a treat. Yeah.
All right, well, not my deal. Let's go with the straight mango.
I think Christopher's laughing at
I would rather eat the rind than the salt.
Okay.
All right. Question number 10. Your favorite animal is what?
A cheetah. Cheetah.
A cheetah?
Cheetah.
Cheetah?
Cheetah. I have our saying. That sounds like cheetah. Like what
La cheetah. Yeah, one of our daughters
cheetah.
One of our daughters used to always want milk, and she would say it in Spanish instead of saying I want milk. She would say I want cheetah, which is milk.
A cheetah. Sorry.
All right. Number 11. This is a deep one. What is the biggest problem facing the world today?
Our smartphones.
That's a good answer. I didn't think about that one.
Yeah, we're too preoccupied with that.
My number one problem was obesity. Maybe it's just in the U.S.
That's number 2.
And number 3 was cigarette smoking. Those are my 3.
Yeah, that's probably number 3. Yeah.
All right, so we had smartphones, obesity, and cigarette smoking.
Yeah,
all right. Number 12, your favorite tennis player of all time.
Steffi Graf.
Mine is Stefan Edberg. Last question. This is the bonus question on the fly. Bonus question. Here we go. I want to hear everybody's answers for this. Bonus question. Your favorites right now at this moment to win Wimbledon, men and women.
Serena Williams and Roger Federer.
Boom! Same brainwave. Got them. Locked them in. Let's go. I guess you know who our fantasy team selections are going to be next tournament. All right. Ending the show, as usual, with a quote or thought of the day. And this one comes from Vince Lombardi. If you don't know who that is a Hall of Fame football coach that coached the Green Bay Packers, one of my favorite teams, less the San Francisco 49ers. Here's the quote. It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. Right?
Yes.
It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. All right? Some of you always ask about why do I say let's go so much. And some of you say I love that. It motivates me. It pumps me up. I mentioned at the beginning of the show I would indicate why. I find that it brings me out of the funk sometimes to say that, okay? There are many times in my life, and I won't get into the reasons, or we have all had our reasons, where we have been knocked down to just rock bottom, okay? Just rock bottom. You never think you could slug off the ground and get back on your feet again. I have always found in my life, and the places that have led me to be rock bottom in a sense, that if I just get up and scream, let's go! Come on! Get frustrated, get down, Carlos throwing sandals at me, or whatever, I can't keep the house clean, or my dinner just got ruined, or I just broke a finger, or I'm not going to get into the personal reasons that go way deep. You might think differently of me. I'm just kidding. But maybe not. But I always have found in the lowest of places, if I can just find a place to go outside and go, let's go, come on. Can this get any worse? No, let's go. I've always found that it helps me get out of the funk. Or if I'm just kind of in a solemn mood and not, up and up, I found that if I just go out and scream, let's go, come on, then I get positive. Before we start this show, I'll do a test to make sure the camera's working and stuff. You gotta ask Carla, my son. I'll scream, let's go, and I'll shake my head around, get my voice tuned up, and go. It helps me. That's where it comes from. Number 2, where was I gonna go with this? Oh, I wrote here, and if you think someone's gonna look at you strange, like, why are you saying let's go? Forget about it, because it doesn't matter what people think. I couldn't read my own writing here, right? Sorry. Got off track. I said, let's go, and I got amped up, right? See, she's pointing at the clock. I get it.
Let's go.
Let's go. So anyway, who cares?
Another way of using it.
Who cares what you think or what people think? I don't care what people think. Either mute it or don't, and let it pump you up or not. But that's just me. That's how it rolls, and that's what I do. Anyway, now
that's how we roll.
Now you have the rest of the story. Last quote real quickly, and I won't elaborate it. Even if you feel right on track, you will get run over if you just sit there. Even if you feel right on track, you will get run over if you just sit there. And that comes from Will Rogers. Think about that. Even if you feel right on track, you will get run over if you sit there. When I was a child, when Carla was a child, when my family was, my father, my mother were children, the world was not as competitive as it was. It's a global world. Everything that you do, whether it's your house, whether it's your job, no matter what it is, there is someone competing for that.
That's true.
Everyone is in a competition. I don't care if you think so or not. It is a very tough world we live in, and if ever you sit back and feel like everything's hunky-dory, everything's comfortable, everything's good, I got the cat in the bag, there's no way it can get out, I got this locked up, everything's hunky-dory, believe me, it won't be soon. You have to stay motivated. You have to stay up. You have to say, let's go. Because if you just sit there, obesity can set in. Your health will become jeopardized. If you just sit there, there's going to be some young person at work that's going to come in and be faster and better and more adept at doing things that you have a problem doing. And guess what? A competition is set in. Find a way to say, let's go. And don't just sit there. Jump up, let's go. And dare anybody to compete with you. That's how I roll. And,
No,
I know that's how Carla rolls.
He has not drank coffee or
Yeah, and someone said yesterday, watch his coffee intake. I don't drink it. I drink a cup in the morning, and it's like, what, 4 and 3 in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just me. I'm wired that way. My dad's the same way. And he's 81. Still like, let's go. Way I get down, way I was raised, that's the way I'm wired, and that's what you see is really what you get. That's me. Am I lying?
No.
That's me. All right, everybody, that's it. Don't be too comfortable because this competition keeps going and we are competing for this stuff here. Let's go. That's it. Have a great day. Thanks so much to all of you. Click like below. Please share our videos. Please subscribe to our channel. Much love, as always, to all of you. We are going to go back out and teach some lessons, and I think we have about 10 minutes to get there, but it's only 3 minutes away.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Anyway. Keep us motivated this evening with comments so we can come back in from the sweltering heat and have some fun replying and so forth. And here is my French word for today, je vous remercie, which is thank you. And we will see you tomorrow, and tomorrow being demain. Okay? I tried. I've been studying Rosetta Stone. I did learn. I was gonna say show number 80 in French, but
you are gonna say that soon.
But I read that in French, saying 80 is like saying 420s, and I couldn't wrap my head around how to say 420s as quickly as I was writing. So anyway, we're trying. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Keep the comments coming, keep the topics coming, and we will see you tomorrow. And as Carla always says,
au revoir.
oh, French, goodbye. Let's go. Adios.